Good morning, everyone. My name is Juan Andreu. I'm the CTO of a peer-to-peer exchange called Dorado. It's focused on Latin America. You can think of it as local bitcoins for emerging markets. Special thanks for Restaking Cloud and all of you for coming so early after Rave, for all those who attended. I didn't. I'm going to explain our path that we are taking. This is all in the design phase. These are the path we are taking to decentralize our peer-to-peer exchange, okay? Quick question, who uses peer-to-peer markets here? And who knows what a peer-to-peer market is to begin with? Yeah, just a few people. Okay, fair enough. Let's start from the beginning, right? What is a peer-to-peer market? A peer-to-peer market is any market that you interact directly, the seller and the buyer, right? Very simple, very straightforward. You can have a physical market and you can have a digital market. For sure, today we're going to be talking about digital markets, of course. And for physical markets, you would know that you might use Facebook to buy and sell things, or eBay, AliExpress, you know those. And for digital markets, we can have examples like local bitcoins, Binance peer-to-peer, and of course, Dorado, which is what we are building. And why peer-to-peer markets are important? It is something that is a bit left behind in DeFi and our decentralized ecosystem. Peer-to-peer markets are important because if you remember, a long time ago, that's how Bitcoin started. You know, that's how you used to buy and sell Bitcoin back in the day. So we still believe this is critical infrastructure. A key aspect to have a successful peer-to-peer market is you need to have liquidity, of course, you need to have efficient market, fast market, and a secure market, obviously. But today we'll be talking about security and how we can increase the security of peer-to-peer markets, and specifically on the disputes, because if we want to decentralize a peer-to-peer market, the dispute resolution system must be very secure, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But because some of you are probably not so familiar with dispute resolutions, I'm going to explain really briefly how it works. There's a market maker, there is a market taker, and when there is a disagreement, can be any type of disagreement, can be from somebody was offline and couldn't apply their responses, or maybe a fraud or something. There must be a authority. In this case, for now, we are a centralized authority. We control the flows, and we say we listen to both sides of the arguments, and we say, okay, yeah, I think this entity is right, or this one is the right one, and we divert the funds to that party. And as you may see, this has some flaws if we were talking about decentralization, of course, and we are in our path of decentralizing all this infrastructure. And why is it needed? Why do we need a decentralized peer-to-peer infrastructure? The most important bit is censorship resistant, right? There are some markets, some regions in which it's very, very difficult to acquire crypto. You know, not only Ether or Bitcoin or anything else, just simple stable coins for store of value. You know, we are in a very privileged position here in which we can buy and sell any token that we want, use MoonPay, Binance, Coinbase, whatever have you, but not everybody have access to those things. We believe that we need to give access to the entire world to this, and peer-to-peer markets are the essence of crypto. That was a bit eerie. Thanks for the effect. Peer-to-peer is the beginning of crypto, and peer-to-peer is the future of crypto. And we cannot decentralize a peer-to-peer market without a robust, decentralized, secure dispute resolution, because the disputes are going to happen. Remember that we are buying and selling crypto here. We are not doing a on-chain order book filling, you know, like there is only a one side on-chain here. The other side is reputation-based and fiat-based. So it's very difficult to manage these on-chain. So that's one of the difficulties that we can find. Enter Restaking to solve this problem. Why and how Restaking can solve this? When we talk about dispute resolution, there must be some kind of motivation for the agents that solve the disputes, right? In our case, currently, we have employees in which they are hired to solve these disputes. There is a compliance entity and so forth. And the motivation, of course, is not to get fired, right? That's you do this. There is a trace. There's an audit. There is a multi-sig to solve the dispute. This is not good enough, right? And so we believe that if we want to have an sufficient economical motivation for this, restaking is one of the best options, and I will talk about this a bit further. This is our current strategy of how we're going to achieve this. This is on design phase currently. This is not live yet. I'll keep back. I'll give you a link so you can follow us and you can get all the updates on how we're gonna further implement this. But this is our current infrastructure idea, and what we're gonna be. We want to have a reporting and slashing logic tied to K2 from our guys from Restaking, and then we're gonna have decentralized agents that we gonna randomly assign to a case. And then they will come back and basically like a mini proof of stake, proof of disputes resolution. And if the majority plus one, like a simple majority agrees, then they're going to get the rewards and everybody else is going to get slashed. This is our current solution, still up for debate. Very simple, straightforward. We're probably going to make something a bit more complex and more secure, but this is our base now. And why we chose K2 for this? Well, ETH is king, right? And we don't want to create a use case or ecosystem in which we create our own token and we base the economy of our platform, our protocol in our own token. We think that it's a bit more, it is too Ponzi for that. We need to leverage best-in-class assets, right? And Ether is the best class asset we can get, native on whatever chain we're going to use, L2s. So that's what we choose in this system. Also, there is the bit of efficient borrowing, because we have a ratio of 1 to 15, 1 to 12 around that of the total value locked to the volume. And this is very interesting because this allows us to have a higher security for less costs. And this is very, very interesting. I will willing to talk about this in more detail after this talk if you are into this economic side of things. Of course, we want to increase decentralization, and we believe also that we can integrate further things into this to extend our protocol thanks to this implementation. So in summary, we believe the past of the crypto on and off ramps were peer-to-peer, and the future are also peer-to-peer. This is critical. We cannot allow more centralized agents to control the on and off ramps. A lot of people believe that there is no future for the ramps, and we believe that that's flawed. There is only one country in which Bitcoin is legal tender, and that happened in 10-something years. If you extrapolate that, it's going to take hundreds of years for us to be on-chain. We believe that until then, peer-to-peer is going to happen. It's going to be the right way to on and off ramp. And of course, there are scenarios in which peer-to-peer is needed. There's war, there is authoritarian regimes. I'm personally from Venezuela, in which peer-to-peer was huge several times over several iterations to combat hyperinflation. People buy and sell stable coins directly on very shady markets. It's happening right now in Argentina, in which they have like 5 or 7 different exchange rates for no reason. And peer-to-peer is the way to leverage security via an escrow account, for example, like we are doing, and to have a secure motivation to encourage people to use these type of systems instead of a shady Instagram account or a Telegram account. I think we should always strive to get that. And of course, with centralization, we cannot get global scale. With centralization, we will always have problems. We will have an authority saying you cannot operate here, you need a license there. So we need to decentralize all our ramps so we can all have free access to crypto. Free as in open, not as in free of gratis, of course. And this way is the only way we can reach a global scale for everyone, to include the next billion. So yeah, my talk was very fast, but it was more like a motivational thing for you to think about, and not to get trapped into this bubble that we live now, and this privilege that we all have to buy and sell crypto. We need to encourage other markets and the next billion to be free from any regimes and whatnot. So the use cases of crypto more than me probably. So that's my talk. Feel free to reach out to me on this QR. There's my socials. Thanks for inviting me here, Restaking Cloud guys. And yeah, my name is Juan. Pleasure.
Big ideas like community finance, right? Community powered finance in the peer-to-peer markets and restaking with ETH in LATAM. This is pretty interesting. But could you tell us a little bit about why LATAM, how the LATAM markets and why the P2P is needed to be restaked with ETH to append the existing centralized? You are kind of operating in the same arena. You want to go into decentralized way. So pretty curious why.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, when we started this on and off ramp exchange, back then there was no way to do it in a decentralized way. Okay, but there were basically no L2s. There was only Polygon. There was a bunch of games there. So the network sometimes collapsed. Now it's more stable. But we are ETH maxes, and we believe that the only way to decentralize a peer-to-peer marketplace is to fully do it, not halfway do it. The dispute resolution is the only way you can secure the user's assets. Okay, because there are always going to be disputes. There is a 1% chance of dispute. Within that percent, around 30% of fraud. So you are covering 70% of that 1% dispute. That's a lot. When you handle a lot of volume, that's a lot of money. And for the other 99% who are not even talking, not going into the dispute system, they need to be feel safe that if something happens, they're gonna be backed by the best asset. Okay, and what we are not gonna just put us the agents to just stake ETH on our platform and have it idle there and get some the economical motivation of our platform. We can leverage existing infrastructure to restake ETH and have extra economic incentive with the existing assets and the existing economic security of Ethereum, which is the best one that we know. So I think that's the best of both worlds. We can keep the economical incentive and we have security on both sides. So yeah, great question. And I didn't answer the Latin American part. I think it's a global thing. We're starting in Latin America humbly because we are from there, but we believe if we do it this way, we'll reach a global scale. If you have any other questions, I'll be free to answer them. Otherwise, thanks for your time.